Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Don't Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to talk about is the NBA New York Knicks the same version of the Dallas Cowboys of the NFL when it comes to the fans. Let me explain. When you look at the NFL and you look at the Dallas Cowboys, they're America's team. They're the fan base that they're always saying, we're going to the Super Bowl, we're back on top. Anytime they do something good, they are in your face, they are arrogant, they are annoying, they are just snobby, they are right up in your grill trying to talk about how they're the best team in the world. But when they lose, they don't want to talk to you. They are just hidden into the little rat hole that they could go hide in. And then when you look at the New York Knicks, now I realize they don't have as many titles as the Dallas Cowboys do. The last time they won a title was back in 1973, I believe. But they're the same exact way as the Cowboys. When they win, they are right there in your face. We saw here about a week or two ago at the time of recording this where they were on this hot winning streak, about like 8 or 9, 10 games in a row, I believe. They were hot. They were in everybody's faces. They were about the number 2 seed in the East. Everybody was talking about them. But then they lost, and now it's like they just go hide into a little hole. When they were winning, they are like big shit. They are cussing and swearing at everybody's face. They want to be on top of the mountain. You can't talk to me. I'm the badass in town. But when they lost, and now that they're kind of hit a little bit of a downslope, here at the time of recording this, they've already lost now to the Lakers. They then lost to the Dallas Mavericks and the Indiana Pacers. All of those games were at home as well. And since this little losing streak had kind of begun, they have, like I said, crawled into the little hole, and they have just not been speaking. I haven't heard a Knicks fan at all on social media. So like I said, I kind of want to give my opinion as to why I think they're the same exact fan base. Like I said, they crawl into their little holes when they lose, but they're big shit when they're winning. So without further ado, like I said, this is going to be my opinion as to why I think this is. And if you disagree, that is your choice. But like I said, this is my opinion. If you agree, great. If you don't, fuck off. So without further ado, if you're going to enjoy it, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. But without further ado, let's get into it. So like I said with the New York Knicks, last time they won a title was 1973 when you look at the Dallas Cowboys. Last time they won was 1995. Both are about like 30 to 50 years in the making of not winning or being, at least you could say in the world of sports, relevant. The New York Knicks, I believe since 1973 have won maybe like a handful of series. In the past like 10 years, I believe they won 2 series total. If I'm getting these numbers wrong, correct me in the comments. I'm looking them up. This is kind of what it's telling me. When you look at the Dallas Cowboys, they have a total now, I believe, of like 4 or 5 playoff wins since 1995. And have never been to the NFC title game once since then. Like I said, with them winning some playoff games, they've been to the divisional round a couple of times because they've got to the wild card round, won a playoff game, got to the divisional round, and then lost there. And then there was at least, I think, one time, maybe twice, one that I do remember when they were the number 1 seed and they didn't even win that game in, I believe, 2015, 2016, where they were number 1 seed and they didn't go anywhere. Now, whether you're an NBA fan or an NFL fan, you know the Cowboys fans and you know New York Knicks fans. You know why? Because the Knicks fans, like I said, they're arrogant, they are snobbish. I'm going to create different words for the way I can describe them. They just don't know how to shut up. That's kind of the best way to describe them. The pictures online that you can find of Knicks fans of the way they act after they win a game, and it could be just a simple game like in the middle of the season against the Warriors or the Lakers or like a big shot team, maybe the Celtics, maybe the Nuggets, and it could just be a simple regular season game. And they are talking the most violent shit ever after that game. But when you look at the Dallas Cowboys, same thing. If you go out there and watch the Cowboys play against, whenever Tom Brady was with the Patriots, if they beat them, if you watch them play against the Rams, you watch them play against the Chiefs, you watch them play against the 49ers, if they win that game, they are talking the most load of shit ever. But when they lose, they are nowhere to be seen. It's like you got to put an APB out for them. Like, you cannot find them. In the words of Stephen A. Smith from ESPN First Take, what can go wrong will go wrong. And you know what's kind of funny with Stephen A. Smith? He hates on the Cowboys fans. But then when it comes to the Knicks, he's a Knicks fan. Like, he will hate and scrutinize the Cowboys fans. Don't get me wrong, I do too. I hate the Cowboys. But then at the same time, he's literally the same person, but as a Knicks fan. And I think it's just the most stupidest thing ever that he's literally going after Cowboys fans. This is the one time where I'm actually somewhat, I guess you could say, defending Cowboys fans, because he is being a literal, I guess you could say, Cowboys fan, but in the NBA terms of being a Knicks fan. Now, one thing I do want to point out, Knicks fans, they can get violent. And when I say violent, I mean like violent toward other people, because I've seen it. The way New Yorkers are, oh boy, they get violent. Whereas when you look at a Cowboys fan, they get, I guess you could say, somewhat violent, but they don't get violent toward people. They get violent toward their TVs. Like, when the game is over and they are losing and they know they just lost, they're going to punch their TV, they're going to break it, and they're going to go out and spend another $400 on a cheap little TV. And I know this very well because I have a friend who's a Cowboys fan, and he literally says, I buy my TVs cheap because I know after the Cowboys game, if I get mad, at least I can break it and not worry about losing a bunch of money. The only time you'll see a Cowboys fan get pissed off and punch somebody or go out and hurt somebody physically is usually in, like, if they go to the game and they're drunk and obnoxious there. I've seen videos online of Knicks fans that are at home and they lose the game and they'll go outside and they'll fight somebody. Now, ultimately, to kind of wrap this up, I guess the ultimate question comes down to who is worse? Because like I said, I think they're basically the same. if anybody wants to argue, who is worse? Is it the Knicks or is it the Cowboys fans? Like, which are the worst fans? If I had to give a solid answer, I'm not gonna lie, it might be the Knicks fans. Because I think here recently, Cowboys fans, they've understood what is going on with their suffering and how we kind of go at them with our antagonizing character, to where when they lose, they just know it's gonna happen, and they're almost at this point, like, they know they're gonna go hide in a hole, which they do, but they know from the outside that we're giving them shit on it, and they're just like, I need a few days before I can go back out there. Whereas with the Knicks fans, like I said, they lose, they'll go hide in that hole, and then they come back out and they try to act like nothing even happened. Like, nobody, when you come back out, I'm still gonna give you shit. At least some Cowboys fans, they seem like they can try and take it now, because they've had so much suffering. They know how to take it, I think, at this point. Now, the last thing I'm gonna talk about is, where can both these teams go whenever it comes to their fan bases, I guess you could say, getting better? How about this? Franchises try and win some games. The Knicks look like they have a shot to possibly go to the playoffs this year, win another series, maybe get to the Eastern Conference Finals, is what the analysts have been talking about. Cowboys had their shot this past season. They were the 2 seed in the playoffs. They choked against the Packers. The Cowboys fans, they're probably never going to get better. They're just going to be the way they are. That's who they are. I appreciate them. They give us a laugh every single season. When it comes to the Knicks fans, take this from an enemy of yours. Cav fan here. You know, the fans face the team that you beat last year in the playoffs in the first round, 4-1. You guys go on a 9-game win streak this season. You're talking big shit. Us Cavs, at the time of recording this, we are on a 17 win out of the last 18 game season, or game kind of win streak. Won 9 straight games so far. You know what we've been doing on social media? Good job, great win, move on. Like right now, at the time of recording this, we just beat the Raptors last night. You know what I'm doing right now? I look forward to the Philadelphia 76ers, because I've learned long and hard about being a fan. You didn't do shit in the season unless you won the title. Until you won the title, you haven't done shit. But ultimately, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. Like I said, if you're a Knicks fan or a Cowboys fan, do your argument in the comments on who you guys think is worse. But other than that, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did go on to enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. If you want to watch the entirety of today's video, thank you very much. And like I said, if you think Cowboys fans are worse, Knicks fans are worse, or if you think a different fan base is worse, I don't see how. But if you think so, let me know in the comment section down below who you think is the worst fan base in the league. Like I said, if you think the Cowboys are worse, Knicks fans are worse, and why, leave why down there as well, so I can kind of debate with you guys. If you're a fan of the content that I do post here and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so. And do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified the second I post. But without further ado, this has been Dylan Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.